So how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Um, yeah, I mean, same old, same old.
Mhm.
School, work, homework, life.
Mhm.
But I can't complain. Life is good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, and how's the week have been?
The weekend was. How was this weekend? Oh, yeah, I was sick.
Oh.
Um, I don't know if you remember. I think it was our last session. I was drinking tea because I told you something's
Oh,
wrong with my
right.
throat. It's been bothering me all day. It turns out I
Mhm.
had an infection, possibly strep.
Oh. Mhm.
So I was really sick over the weekend, but I'm better now.
Good. Good. Oh, I know that could be painful.
It was really painful.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna focus on that anymore. I'm better, so
Right.
yeah,
That's
that's
good.
good.
So, last time that we met, we talked about a vision. Did you give any thought to that?
To my vision, um, I thought about this is so crazy. I thought about I know not for just for my professional vision
Mhm.
and overall like education and that stuff, but I actually came to think about like family and having kids. I
Oh.
want to. There was a point in my life where I thought I didn't want to have kids
Mhm.
years ago. I was like, I'm not gonna have kids, but that actually came up. Just I was like, yeah, I want to have kids, 3 or 4, um, and my overall vision as far as where I want to be in life. It's still, kind of the same as where I told you last week, where I know kind of overall I want to make a change and help
Right.
people, you know, become empowered and make changes in their lives. And
Mhm.
but I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Were you able to write this down at all?
No, I did not write it down.
Okay. So, this helping people make changes and that's a really good goal to have, especially to let that be the basis of um, the vision for your life. I guess that would drive some of your decisions on what direction you're going, right?
Yeah, I
Hmm.
think so.
So, when it comes to your education and family and all, those are a lot of big, choices.
Yeah.
So, so let me. You said about 3 or 4 kids that you could see that.
I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing a number out there.
Yeah. Okay. And um, in the big scheme of things, all of that kind of fits together. Where you want to go
Yeah,
as far as having a family.
absolutely. I think that nowadays, especially, there are a lot of women who can accomplish a lot of great things in um, school and work and careers and families and
Mhm.
especially kids. And I just think that those women who can do that now are
Mhm.
such great motivation and examples. And I'm like, well, I can do that too. So
Absolutely.
it's never been a doubt that I can do that. I think that it'll fit
Mhm.
really well. I think the most important thing that I thought about in this vision is that one thing is going to build upon the other. So
Mhm.
first I need to finish school. Once I'm done with that, I need to think about, well, do I want to go back for my PhD?
Mhm.
Am I going to apply for my license and establish my own thing, or
Right.
so I think that that's gonna be, excuse me, the next big thing, like figuring out what's gonna build up on, the next thing.
Right. And do you already know women who are doing the things that you would like to do?
Um, yeah, there's a couple great examples at work.
Mhm.
Especially like the lead therapist at work. She has a family, and she's an LPC, and that's her career. She's the overseer of everybody in the agency, like all the therapists. So that's her career, and she's been able to maintain that. So she's
That's
an
good.
example.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever considered having a mentor?
Officially, no.
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 Sometimes some women find it useful to seek out someone who's already doing the things that they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of letting them kind of like not guide them because it's your life, but just seeing some of the things that they do that help them to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I've never given it much thought. I think that unofficially in my head, like for example, this therapist that I'm talking about, I was like, oh, she's kind of cool. I want to hang out with her and see what
Mhm.
she did to get to where she's at,
Right.
Um, so, but not really officially. But maybe that's something that, I mean, it might happen. Who
Mhm.
knows where I'll work in 2 years? I don't know.
Right. Right. And maybe down the road you'll see an opportunity for that. And if that's something you want to pursue,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely just let that ask the person. Sometimes they never see themselves as being a mentor, but until someone asks them. So that would be nice if you want to do that down the road. So it seems like giving back and making a difference. All like I said, things that are really good goals to go for, to use as like a springboard to go. So I would encourage you that even after today, that you would actually put it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not held to anything on the paper. It's
Yeah.
just kind of
Legal
right. It's not a legal document, so it's not binding, but just kind of laying it out there to see what does this look like for me, and what steps do I need to take to get there, and what comes first. And you've already established that, finishing school is first.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what's after that? So it would be good to put it on paper if you could.
Yeah, and I did think about that, but in all honesty, this class that we're in right now has just totally been kicking my butt.
Mm-hmm.
With finding time to record our sessions and finding time to view everybody else's and the feedback and the papers and the bibliography and work and Bible study,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, I'm not going to be graded on this officially,
Right.
So I'm really hoping that once this class is over, I'll be able to breathe for a little while, and I'm hoping to have time to put it on paper then.
Mm-hmm. That'll be good if you can. So, and we talked about several things throughout our session. We started off talking about family things, you and your mom, and then we went over to you and your dad, and we talked about your brothers and your relationship there. During this time, do you feel like you've come to any conclusions, or you've come up with either more ideas to maintain connections with them?
Surprisingly, at the beginning of these sessions, I said, the relationship with my mom is kind of, I guess, rocky or damaged, or she's not understanding. And although we have addressed some of the issues, I feel like whom I've become a little bit closer with is my dad.
Oh, okay.
We had a conversation the other day on the phone that went really well, and I think it is because, like you pointed out the other day, we are very similar. I think that our ways of communicating are similar. I know that I told you, well, my dad's, strong and this machista, and I'm not a machista, obviously, but I think that I have that same kind of abrupt way of communicating things sometimes. So with him, in that sense, it works fine. Like, if we're not arguing about anything, we're just straight having a conversation, it worked really well. And with my mom, you know, she understands now that I am really busy. And I'm telling her, like, as soon as I'm not as busy, I would love for you guys to come down and for me, you know, actually just go up there and spend some time with you. But the biggest change that I've seen, I think, has been with the relationship with my dad.
And how, when you were having that conversation, what did you feel?
During the conversation, I wasn't really focused on how I was feeling. I was just kind of going with it. But when we were done and when I hung up the phone, I was like, oh, that feels good.
Yeah.
Like, I had a real conversation with my dad. That's really cool. And it went well.
Okay.
So I think I was excited or happy.
So, okay, you said excited and happy. If you can think of a word that is not a common word, like excited or happy.
Okay.
Okay. So let's think for another word that you can label that.
It was a joyous experience.
Okay. A joyous experience.
Yes.
Okay. And did you feel hopeful at all that it can continue?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think, oh, I hope this happens again, but I didn't think, like, oh, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing either. So, yeah, I don't see why not.
That's good. That's good. And you can start to explore, like we talked about, your commonalities. You know, so that's really good. And I'm glad that things are going well with you and your mom, and she's starting to be more receptive to you. So that's good. So it seems like you definitely moved in a good direction. So,
absolutely.
and then we talked about your brothers.
Yes.
How are they doing?
They're doing good. They're so cute. I just, the baby toddler doesn't really talk a lot yet. He's kind of lazy. He's a baby, so he gets away with things. But no, I mean, the 5-year-old, he's great. He hasn't made me feel bad for anything lately. Or my mom hasn't put him up to anything. No, things have been going good.
That's good. So it's definitely moving in a good direction.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we also talked about some changes at work. Yeah. And getting ready for that stress. And so have you put in things in place? Are you getting prepared for the changes?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked, because actually today I was talking to the other case manager and I was like, hey, we have got to come up with an organization plan. And she's like, I know. And we started talking about, first of all, how we're freaking out that we're going to lose our helpers. And then I was like, I have this idea. So we're always like struggling sometimes, like if my case states are doing something, hers is too, and she has to go somewhere and I have to go somewhere, and then we have somebody who has a doctor's appointment, and our agency requires that we sit in the psychiatric appointments.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, when it comes to scheduling staff doesn't give a crap about our schedules. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if somebody has an appointment, we're still expected to figure out who's going to sit in, even though we got everything else going on.
Right.
So I told my coworker, I said, it'd be really cool if we could talk to the scheduling staff and, you know, decide on some days, like Monday and Wednesdays, we can have our appointments between 1 and 5. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8 to noon. And she's like, that would be awesome. And we hesitantly went up first to our program director, whom I talked to you about before, I think.
Right.
And he was actually very cool. He was like, yeah, I don't see why not. Let's go talk to the scheduling staff. And we went and sat down with the lead scheduling staff, and she was like, that sounds like a great idea. And so everybody just like worked with us and said they were understanding of how much busier we're going to be.
Right.
So this way we'll know Monday, Wednesday we have doctor's appointments between 1 and 5. So everything else that's got to get done outside of the office has to happen before that.
Right.
So as opposed to, oh my gosh, I have an appointment at 8 and one at 1:30 and then one at 4.
Right.
And it's like all over the place. So we're more organized now.
That's good. Again, that was very proactive.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm acting on things.
Yeah, that's good.